First of all, I would like to point out that none of this is as deep as everyone is making it seem like. I've watched the controversy unravel itself and I don't think people are being very rational here. For this reason, I will not include the indicted clips of bad singing cause you can definitely find them in every other video about the topic and especially because all they do is bring the group or groups down. This is not what I do. Even when I used clips of imperfections, I have never had bad words for them, even for the viral Jimin fan cam last year. All people is doing instead is mock and borderline insult the idols. If we really want things to change, I don't think this is the correct way. I might be incoherent sometimes because I am human and I do forget what I said even one day before LOL, but since more people have been following me, I have strongly decided to use kindness as a mean of communication. Having a platform like this means I can also make people think and try to be nicer and fairer. Leaving this sermon behind, let's get to the real deal. Sserafim is not exactly in the best situation currently, at least regarding K-pop stans' view, after tons of controversies for their latest comeback with Easy, regarding religious topics, styling and more. The wide majority of K-pop fans remained astonished in front of their recent encore and Coachella performance, stating that they can't sing. Now, I have watched all of the videos people have been basing their backlash on, and I have built an opinion of mine. Today, though, I will try to stay as unbiased as possible, especially because I do stan sserafim and I don't want to sound a hypocrite trying to defend them at all costs. If you know me, you know I love a live raw performance, no matter how bad it sounds. This is what I tried to convey in both of my series on this channel, the pre-recorded vocals lessons and the how to find live vocals videos. 4th Gen has been a challenging time for live vocals. Around the pandemic, live vocals almost completely faded away, leaving space only to one live performance per comeback. Exception made only for those artists who strongly care about live performances and who are actually quite hard to catch lip syncing, which we can literally count on the fingers of one hand. For years, up until I would say 2023, we've been spoiled with perfect vocals and flawless performances that slowly made people think that was the standard and that was what real people actually sounded. Still, people are very delulu about performances. Most fans of a group will say that their favorites always sing live, ignoring the polished and unhuman voices. This is why a lot of us are left speechless in front of panting and heavy breathing, off-key notes, and mistakes during a truly live performance. So this is the reason why I'm saying y'all are being overdramatic. I had no reaction watching the Coachella performance, cause it was kinda what I was expecting. First of all, it was not entirely awful. There were solid moments, especially during the beginning. But apart from that, I am ready to hear imperfections in every live performance I see nowadays. 4th Gen was not like 2nd and 3rd Gen and we still haven't accepted it. We take G-Idol, Stray Kids or ATEEZ, who performed at the same show and did great, as examples and we really should not cause we are talking about groups with incredibly relevant and strong main rappers or main vocalists. The comparison with Blackpink and aespa has been crazy and y'all are forgetting who Blackpink is. People hate their music so much that they forget about how much they trained and how strong of performers they are. And the aespa topic is not holding up cause you were at their throat when they performed at Coachella too, and 3 out of 4 of them are good vocalists. But again, aespa had never sung live before so the reveal was shocking for many people. Sserafim has sung live before but Hybe is known for using quite some auto-tune on the idols' voices so this rawness, almost completely corrected in the second week of Coachella, caught some people by surprise. But let's not act like you don't know that 4th Gen was not about vocals. It was about dancing. And there are tons of videos about it. So it's pretty obvious that a lot of idols who debuted in that time period will be better dancers than vocalists. Also, with time, visuals have been severely overlapping with talent, now arguably overshadowing it. On top of that, new groups are making y'all forget about positions. It's not a rumor that sub-vocalists don't have as much as a vocal technique as a lead or main vocalist, and I would add that sub-vocalists are often not debuted because they can sing but for many other reasons. So why would you ever expect Sakura, Kazuha or Unchai to have good and versatile vocals, stable and precise? Because they should have practiced? Absolutely not, cause practicing vocals is not what the industry is requiring at the moment. Sserafim is at the border between 4th Gen and 5th Gen and what 5th Gen is bringing to the table is still very confusing. What we know is mainly the style and vibe we're getting, a down-to-earth, light-hearted energy, very inspired by R&B and rare pop subgenres. Differently from what y'all think, easy is not easy to sing, especially if we're considering that companies don't care about idols' range. Sserafim have all different vocal ranges, though they often sing similar parts to each other. If they were a third-generation group, Sakura and Kazuha would be rappers. But, since we're currently in 5th gen and we casually hate forced raps in songs, this is what we're getting. Don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to justify their vocal lacking, I'm just trying to give you another way to understand why good vocals are not a priority anymore in K-pop, no matter how you complain. Another case fans love to brag about was Ilit's encore of Magnetic. I did not follow the survivals how, but I'm sure there was some vocal adjusting cause I know survival shows. Also, they are very young and victims of what K-pop is right now. Song is simple so they don't need training, which is wrong, cause every song is hard if you don't know how to use your voice. And no matter how much you've been in the industry, like Sakura for example, if the people who are around you will make you focus on looking good and dancing well, you will never learn how to sing. Also, maybe she doesn't have that big of a range, and yes, you can change that, but it's very hard and it takes a lot of time. So they would just sing the note repeatedly in the studio until they get it and then not sing it at all during a live performance cause the backtrack will cover for it. Until we get here to encores and Coachella performances with no backtrack. And this technically is not their fault. Yes, they might ask for more lessons, but would you? If you were an idol with infinitely busy schedule, would you go to bed or ask for vocal lessons? I would sleep, but maybe it's me. And I already know the argument, but they are singers and they should be able to sing. Again, this is not what the K-pop world is asking right now. And, I repeat, if some of them were rappers, you would have never noticed, cause many rappers can't sing that well, and that's just a matter of fact. I would just not say Sserafim can't sing because Yeonjun literally was an opera singer. She probably doesn't have strong stability while dancing, which is fair if we're being honest and if you're considering everything I've said today. So, yes, it could have been better, but I think we have to get used to it, cause a lot of other groups will probably sound like this in 5th gen and we can't comment every single encore rudely complaining and using probably the worst words ever. And I'm not giving up to resignation, I'm just trying to see things as they are. My solution, you might ask? Try to understand the members' voices, as companies and producers, developing them where they lack and maybe starting to think about other remedies. If you take Twice, the biggest girl group in Korea currently, you can't say that all of them are good vocalists. In my opinion, half of them are actually weak vocalists. Momo is probably one of the weakest vocalists in the entire industry, but slowly they understood the advantage of her lower register and how convincing of a rapper she is. They, indeed, gave her more rap parts recently. This is what I wish for new groups, for people who guide them toward sounding better, if they are not perfect singers. Cause at the end of the day no one wants idols to be perfect singers, people need perfect images. And that's what we get, most of the time.